Hi Neeraj, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. And how are you?
I'm good too. Thank you. Can you tell us something about yourself?
My name is Neeraj Jha, and I'm residing from K2 for Epic 12 Nihalbia Naglo in New Delhi. And I have done my schooling from Shri Sanatan Dharam Saraswati Bal Mandir, New Delhi. And after that, I have done my diploma in electronics and communication from Guru Tegh Bahadur Polytechnic Institute. And after that, I have done my BTech in electronics and communication from Kalinga University. It's Chhattisgarh. So I'm currently working as a software tester in a new media group private limited from Gurugram. And so in my job's roles and responsibility, so I have attended the client calls, and on a daily basis, I'm writing a test cases and executing as well. And I have checked the client mails, so the client feedbacks and other documentation works, and I have daily attend with a Scrum meeting with my team leads
Mhm.
and other software development teams. So the how well we done and how we have did yesterday. So on a daily basis, we have checked the all routines of the software applications. So I'm working on as a mobile applications. As a testing of mobile applications.
Okay.
So its mobile application is basically both Android and iOS.
Mhm.
And I have also uh, learned the other things like automation tools and in Java and Selenium. So
Mhm.
that's where.
Okay. So how many total years of experience you have?
Sir, I have a total 3 years of experience in a testing profile.
Okay. So which topic did you learn recently in Selenium with Java in
So
automation?
actually, I'm learning a core Java
Mm-hmm.
because for automation testing is first of all we have required to be a core Java. After
Mm-hmm.
that, Selenium is required for a learn, I think.
True, true.
So yes, so I'm still learning phase of core Java.
Mm-hmm.
But in my current organization, so I perform manual testing of mobile applications with web also, and API testing I have also performed, and database.
Database testing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So let me share my screen. So is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is a sample table. Okay. The name of this table is worker. You have worker ID, first name, last name, salary, joining dates, and departments in which these people are working. Okay. Now you have to write an SQL query to find the position of the alphabet A in the first column, name Amita. Okay. From the worker table. Shall I put it in the slideshow mode? Yeah. Now is it visible properly?
Yeah, yeah, it's visible.
So you have to write an SQL query to find the position of the alphabet A in the first name column, right? First name column is there, right? So what
Okay.
is the position of the alphabet A in this first name column? And this Amitabh is the word, right? So this is the worker table. So what is the position? So you have to find and you have to write, or you can just tell me the SQL query. How will you uh, write the SQL query for this particular question?
Uh, so in a sample table worker,
Mm-hmm.
so write SQL query to find the position of the. So so in that case, uh, we have select star from worker table,
Mm-hmm. Select start from worker
where
table will give you all the records. Yeah. Yes, yes, please go ahead.
yeah,
Hmm.
select star from worker table,
Hmm.
and where
Do you want me to help you out?
Sir, we are using a like operator
Mm-hmm.
in that case.
Mm-hmm.
So select uh, select worker table from select worker table from worker table is a first name is start with like a comma a and
Mm-hmm.
percentage a and semicolon. So we are using a like operator
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
for this SQL query.
you will be using like operator. And would you be able to find
Yes.
the position of the alphabet A using like operator?
Uh, Select star from
Mm-hmm.
table where the worker ID is 004
Mm-hmm. So worker ID is 004. So
and
that will give you Amita, right?
yes,
Hmm. Now we need to find the position of the alphabet.
sir.
Mhm. Do you want me to give you
Sir,
a
I'm
hint?
not getting exact.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
Sorry.
See, this is a mock interview. Even if you don't know the answer of the question, that is totally fine, right? See,
Okay.
what we would do is we will write this kind of query. Oh, just a second. Yeah. So select INSTR. Okay, this
Select.
is the main command, SQL command that you will be using in the query, right? First underscore name. Why this? Because this was a column name, right? Binary A from worker where first underscore name equal to Amita, right? Okay. Now, what is INSTR and why do we write it in the case sensitive mode? See, this is case sensitive. What if I would have written INSTR in small? Will that work?
Uh,
Hello,
uh,
Neeraj, am
I
I
don't know,
audible?
sir.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah,
let
yeah, audible.
yeah. So this is actually a case sensitivity, and because we are using with the binary, so that is why I have to mention it in the uppercase letters. Okay, so let this be an open
Okay.
question for the people who are watching this video. What will be the error I'll get if I write INSTR in the lowercase letters? Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, now this is the Amazon website search page. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have to tell me high level test scenarios. How will you test this particular search functionality or search feature?
Yeah.
High level test scenario. Yeah.
First of all, okay. So first of all, I have checked with the positive test cases.
Mhm.
So the positive test scenario, I have uh, searched with a particular gadget's name.
Mhm.
So the all automatic listing should be visible on a screen. For
Mhm.
example, I'm searching for a phone. So the all phone, it's a Redmi and other brand name is also visible on a searching list of the Amazon.
Mhm.
Uh, and 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 in second case, we have verified that uh, I have putting a special characters. So
Mhm.
the when putting a special characters, so the no records are found message is also visible on a Amazon uh, uh, e-commerce website, and we have I have also verified the all we have also verified the all such listing. For example, uh, I verify with the A alphabets. So the A characters all listings should be visible on a screen.
Mhm.
Yes, I think
Mhm.
that's all for our search functionality.
Okay, okay. Now is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, whatever test scenarios that you can tell, see, first of all, you will be testing whether the search box shows something or some data without any search query. So when you enter white space, I think you mentioned that if you don't enter anything, that what happens, right? Now at the same time, if you enter nothing in the search box and hit enter or press finder icon, right, then what
Yeah,
happens, right? Then check if the search box is present or not. This is a UI UX test scenario. Check if the search box length is as per the specification, how many characters you are able to enter. Check the length of the query to be added into the search box, how many characters you can, or how many words you can enter, right? Then comes characters allowed. Then the auto suggestions option that you covered, I think. Then typo corrections, for example, instead of shirt SHIRT, you entered SHRT. So then what happens, right? Then uh, is it, and if you search with SHRT, then is it searching with the incorrect spellings? If yes, then what are the records getting displayed, right? Then what is the default focus at whether it is there in the search box or not, right? Then history related test cases, for example, 2 days back or maybe 2 months back or maybe 2 weeks back, you would have searched something about socks. Now are those is the search history page keeping that history of the previously searched products, right? Then the search history page, so these are all search history related options, right? The top ones are if the search history functionality is enabled, right? And is it giving you the matching products related to the search keywords, right? Now what if someone is disabling the search history, right? Or someone is disabling the search history for example, for e-commerce products maybe, or for mobile based products. Earlier you wanted to purchase mobile, now you don't want to purchase mobile, so you have disabled those kind of search history, right? Then search sidebar for the test cases. So now how is the categories being searched, right? Which are the various categories options? There are various categories like automobiles is there, then e-commerce is there. You can also perform search for uh, normal materials, clothes, stationery. So what are all those options? Then are you able to have a search based on the price sorting from low to high, or from ratings, from review ratings from low to high or high to low, vice versa, right? Then comes responsive test scenarios. Then at the end, what if you test this particular functionality on a mobile? So as you were mentioning, you are doing mobile testing on Android, iOS as well. So is the search functionality working fine on Android as well as iOS devices? Then are the suggestions getting displayed on mobile or tablet device, right? So this is how you can tell the test scenarios for search functionality. Okay.
got it.
Okay. Hmm. Now, what is accessibility testing?
Accessibility testing means it means how our software application is accessible in a different environments.
Hmm.
So it's a user friendly or not for a particular mobile application. So it's not accessible for all the users. So that is called accessibility testing for example, I am performing a mobile testing application. So we are perform on a different uh, uh, real devices. So the how applications are response, how the application accessible in all other devices.
Okay. So why should we do accessibility testing? What are the advantages of accessibility testing?
Uh, when we perform accessibility testing, so we are check the responsive of the application. So how our application responds on other devices, and how in few real devices there are some issues of facing. For example, in my current company, so I'm aligned on a one project,
Mm,
so I'm facing a camera functionality in a Motorola devices. So
okay.
the in that case, yes. So and other and other devices, it's like a Samsung. So it's a Samsung devices. It's a camera. It's a easily accessible. But in a Motorola devices, there are some issues. So the
Mhm,
how our applications uh, perform on a different real device environment.
mhm,
And we are also check the UI UX of the applications, and we are also check the other we are also check the other functionality of the applications in a different environment. So that
okay.
is called we can say that, yes.
Okay. Fine. See, the basic advantages of accessibility testing is you are making the application, or you can say the software, easier and efficient for users with disabilities or with some challenges, right? Then one more advantage of accessibility testing is that you are also increasing audience reach, because now all kinds of people would be able to access that particular software, right? So you are increasing the audience reach, you are increasing the market share with respect to that application, right? Now it is one more aspect is that it improves maintainability and efficiency. No doubt you will have to do maintenance now with respect to both the context, right? In US also there are so many rules and regulations regarding these things, so no doubt you will have to do maintenance, so that maintenance cycle will be there, but actually your application will be becoming efficient, right? So that also you can add. Okay. Okay. Now consider a scenario where mm, there are only two members in a team, right? And
Yes.
UAT, so that is user acceptance testing, is deployed just 2 days before the end of the sprint, and one of the team member is absent. So consider you and your you and one more person was working with you, right? And
Yes.
sprint is about to end in 2 days, and they have deployed all the changes. All the code deployment has been done today in the UAT environment. Now your team member is absent. Now you have to manage the work. So how will you take care in this kind of situation? How will you test? What will you test, and how will you test?
It's a UAT means you can
User
say that the final bill to the share to the client.
Yes, yes. So you will be that build will be assigned finally to the client. They will be performing
Okay.
testing from their end. But before that, you will have to do one cycle of testing on that, right? Just to make sure that at least it should not happen that everything is not work, or some at least critical functionality are working fine or not, right? So one round of testing you have to do, and 2 days are only left, right?
Okay.
So what will be your approach?
Uh, in my approach is basically I have performed the sanity testing of the application. If
Mm,
my smoke testing is it if my smoke testing will done, so after that I have performed a sanity testing
mm,
to check the major functionality of the application, because the time constraint is a minimum that time. So I have I have covered the all major test cases, uh, uh, or we can say that I have covered the all test cases related to the major functionality. So in that cases, I have checked the all critical functionality of the application. It's working fine or not. If any critical issues are comes at the time of final build to given to the client. So I have coordinated with software development teams to fix this all issues of critical issues, and and after that I have reviewed the build and to check the functionality of the fixed issues, and after that I have I will share to the client.
Mhm. Do you think so
Because
many? Yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, because the positive flow should be work in a application from end to end. So I have also performed end to end testing, so how my application behaves well in a environment. So I've also test on a different environment, on a different real devices, and after that if if everything is okay, then I will share to the client, so the build is okay for, and the testing will share to the client.
Okay. Do you think you would be able to do all this process and all this testing in 2 days single-handedly?
uh, if if critical issues are fixed,
Mm.
so if minor issues are if minor issues you can say that it's a deferred issues are it, in a build, so we can say that to the client is a known issues, are the
Okay,
minor known issues on a build.
right.
So
So,
yes.
so let's say you have found certain issues and then you will be taking the decision whether it would be fixed in this particular hour, in this particular sprint, or the product will be shipped with those particular products with star condition. That is a secondary thing. But do you think you would be able to do these many tasks pertaining to testing single-handedly in 2 days?
Because uh, because the client required the build. If the client says we are required a build
Hmm.
for a this sprint,
Hmm.
so as a tester, I have focused on a on how to fix the critical feature of the application.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
and
Okay. So consider there are 500 test cases. 500 test cases are there in your application, right?
yes,
You have a UAT build which is to be delivered in next 48 hours. You have 48
yes,
hours with you. So consider today is 26th of January, 26, 27. You have 2 days with you, right? And on 28th, it will be delivered to the client. Okay. Consider 28th is not Saturday, it's a Monday, it's a working day, right? Do you think you would be able to test 500 test cases or 600 test cases in 2 days?
uh, in 2 days it is not possible to cover
Hmm.
all test cases
Hmm.
500, because it's a very challenging part to
Hmm.
cover the all 500 test cases in a 2 days,
Hmm.
but in a major test cases we have covered.
Hmm. Okay, so majority of the
Yes,
test cases you will try to cover. Majority.
yes, we'll try to cover, and uh, taking extra time efforts to
Hmm.
be to deliver the product on a timely to the customer.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
fine. Okay. Now you have mentioned in the resume that you are attending client calls.
yes,
Okay. Now consider a situation where there is a functionality A. Okay. It's a high level functionality A,
yeah,
which has been discussed with the client on these calls. Maybe every evening you are taking calls at 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. IST. And that feature has been implemented, development is done, testing is done. Okay. Now you have demoed the that particular feature to the client. Okay, client is also happy. Now there
yes,
was one defect that was found by you when you were testing this feature A, this functionality A, there was that one bug. The severity of that issue was major. Okay, severity of that issue was major, but somehow the feature has to be delivered after the sprint, and in the defect triaging meeting, your QA lead and the scrum master and everyone said, and they decided, okay, fine, we will do this in the next sprint. Immediately when the client starts testing that particular feature, he's able to find that defect. Okay, and he is telling you in the client call why this defect is still open, or it's not fixed, or why this thing is not working, why is this behavior inappropriate over here. So how will you handle this situation? Did you get my question
So
to end?
yeah, in that case, I have handled the in that case I have handled the client to be the because the client point is okay, is a critical issue, and it our side is also a critical issue. So the we can say that this critical issue we will fix on a next sprint, and yes, uh, in that case, because
So issue
because
is
that
not
time the issues, yes,
yeah, issue is not critical. It's a major issue. You have already logged that issue.
yeah,
And somehow in the defect triaging meeting, it was discussed that it would be taken in the next sprint. But client found that defect on the very first day of the testing. Okay, now there are two kinds of conversations that can happen. One is you will be telling, no, I have already logged that issue. Okay, so client will ask the development team or your team only that
yeah,
is this fixed? So they will tell no. So again, your QA lead will come. Why did you log it as a major issue if you feel it was a critical issue? Because it has been found that use case is very important to client. That's why they are testing on the very first day. So it should have been critical issue logged by you. Okay, this is one of the scenario. At least you are on the safer side. At least you have logged that particular defect.
yeah.
Come to the second point. Another option is client is not at all, interested whether you have logged that issue or not. He's just asking you why this thing is still not working, right? So how will you handle this kind of conversation?
So in that case, we can say that this is uh, we can say that we are apologize for this issue, and because if client catch the issue, it's a major issue, so that be a issue for a particular build. So and we will take a time to be for to fix this major issue for a next sprint. So
Okay. So apologizing to the client, and this is one of the aspect, but in the business, these things in the professional world, they won't come up with a new project then to you, right? You have to win their confidence as well. So what you have to do is you have to come up with a backup plan. One plan will be your plan A. Okay, how the client is coming with the question, is he very aggressive or is he listening to you, right? If the situation goes with the scenario A, that you have found the issue, but unfortunately it was a major severity issue found by you, but it could have been critical. So what you will tell to the client, yes, this defect has already been found, the discussion has been done around it, and it will be fixed very soon, and maybe you can deliver a patch within 24 hours, because that defect, the root cause is already communicated to the developer. They also would have started working on that. They know, okay, fine, I have to make changes in this particular API, or I have to make changes in this particular database table. So what are the impacted areas? So then you can win the confidence. See, I'll get the impacted areas from them, I'll test it, I'll make sure the patch that is delivered to you is not having any regression issue there. Okay, this is situation A. Now coming to the situation B, where client is very aggressive. He's not willing to listen that you have already found that issue. Okay, now you will have to go with the plan B. The issue is found. Okay, even if you apologize or you don't apologize, You have to make sure that you win their confidence. So you will have to come up with some test plan that these kind of things should not be repeated in the future. So how will you ensure that? Maybe by documenting test scenarios, maybe by making sure that you get test cases reviewed within the team, or maybe you can share those test cases before test case execution to the client and get the thumbs up from them. Okay, this particular test cases are there. Anything which is not working, so that build will not be deliverable, right? So that thing we can take up. Okay, so this is how you can, based on the situation, based on the scenario, you will have to come up with the answer. Okay, okay. Now,
Got it.
yeah. Now there is a create user functionality. Okay, consider again Amazon website is there, create user functionality is there. Development team is telling that they don't have UI UX developed as of now. Okay, so in this sprint, by the end of this sprint, they won't be able to deliver you the end-to-end working functionality or feature with UI UX. Okay, they just have API with them of create user. Okay, they have an API with them. How will you test that API?
So first of all, we are using a Postman tool for API testing. So I have checked the create user API. If and create user UPI. So uh, I have set the environment, and also with access token, and I have performed the create user. I have put the data on a body, and check with the different scenarios to how our create user functionality is working fine or not. So I have checked with all things. So the create user, so the user image, and the user first name, user last name, user for mobile number, user email ID, and user user other things. So I have put it different parameters to be, and perform the API testing. So what kind of response are comes, and what kind of error codes are comes or facing for like a 200 and 500 internal server error code and other things. Yes.
Right. So different kinds of assertions you will use, different kinds of response codes you will test. You will also test with the invalid request parameters, what response you're getting. So that's how you will be doing API test. Also, it's a create user functionality. So definitely there will be one more API which is pertaining to authentication. So you will have to do that request authentication, save that token, and then you will be able to use create user API. Okay. Okay, Neeraj, I am done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me? Neeraj, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Neeraj,
I have a few
yeah.
questions with you.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, how can I start automation testing?
So as you were mentioning, you are learning core Java. So what you have to do is you have to practice Java programming first. Let's say if any loop related program has to be written, any conditional based program has to be written. So those things you have to take care first. Then you can start with the Selenium code and all those things, right? So that is so go step by step, right? First learn Java, learn core Java perfectly. And then in Selenium, you can start with the control wise. Like first of all, you took checkbox automation, then you went for table control automation. Many websites are available, so you can go step by step for these kind of automation. And then you can go for framework related automation, right? So first learn very basic things, then intermediate, and then the advanced thing, right?
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
And sir, nowadays I'm facing the company
Mhm.
layoffs. For example, Google, Microsoft, and other. And so, and in a past few days, so I have attended the Paytm interview,
Mhm.
and I'm, I'm not getting any response. It's yes or no. I don't know what happens, and what will be and for layoffs and these recession times will be and so how can I
Okay. So what you have to do is you have to follow up with that recruiter or the HR team or the hiring manager. 1 or 2 times you can follow. If you would not have been selected for that particular interview round in that company, then definitely they won't contact you. But if you would have selected, then they will contact you by themselves. So if they are not reverting back to you after you are doing 1 or 2 follow-ups with them, then leave them. The answer is no, right? The second thing is whether it's a recession time or it's a layoff time. If you're getting call from the company, means they have a vacancy. So you have to ask some questions like how many vacancies are there. If they are looking just for 1 member or 2 member, then it might happen that the chances are less for getting selected, because it might happen that they might select someone within the company, or they might get someone who is able to join quickly before you, and that too in a less salary, right? So that can also happen. So ask them how many vacancies are there, like is it just 1 or 2 vacancy, or is it like 10 to 15 members are required? Then automatically the probability of getting selected also increases, because if it's a one replacement, who knows, tomorrow the person who was going might take back the resignation and he decides to stay in the same team, right? Or they might give him the hike. Okay, fine, you are already working in our project, you know, in and out, so take this more money and continue with us. So those things can happen. So ask them how many vacancies are there, how many projects are going to come, are they hiring for a single project or multiple projects. So if you will ask those kind of questions, so you will come to know, okay, so what kind of vacancies are there, and what are the chances of getting selected, right?
okay.
Mm.
And sir, what about your feedback regarding me for this?
Yeah. So your communication skills are good, presentation skills are good. You are able to understand the question properly. Your listening skills are also good. You just have to focus on scenario-based questions. What if this particular thing comes up? What if situation B comes up, right? So those kind of things you have to analyze and you have to give the answer. No need to give the answer in a hurry in the interview. Just ask the interviewer, I need some more time to think. Give me 1 or 2 minutes to think, and then you can brainstorm and then you can answer.
Yeah, yeah. And sir, it's also a suggestion for me. So my study background is electronics and communication. So I have done my BTech,
Right.
but it's a coding way. So it's a very difficult to be understand
Mhm.
the coding, because I'm not a CSE student. I am a BTech student. So how can I learn and
So
the
see,
coding structure?
yeah, nothing is possible. Sorry, nothing is impossible, right? Whatever you are learning, whatever you are doing, those have